Lies about urine therapy. We're going to bust the myths here. We've got Troy Casey, certified health nut. Been doing this forever. This guy knows more about this than anybody that I know personally. And I'm looking forward to having this conversation here. If you guys have any experience with urine therapy, put it in the comments. Say, I've done it, want to do it. I haven't done it, but put it in the comments. I want to cure. This is like right after all of that controversy on that post that we sent out last week, millions of you. So looking to hear what certified health nut. So put down there if you have any experience with urine therapy. Um, and Troy Casey, if you're up there, okay, you guys got it. You got sound back? Yeah, have not. Good. I have sound perfect. So I'm doing it, urine therapy, want to do it, don't know how. Okay, we'll be talking about that today. It's a good question. I want to do it, don't know how. No clue about it, excited to learn. Nope, done it. More energy right after. Yeah, lots of energy. I want actually German new medicine is basically therapy that heals your body. Yeah, German new medicine is awesome, but I did UT for the first 6 months of 2023. That's awesome, Debbie. Thank you for saying that. Tried it once with DE and Lyme, felt nauseous for a few hours after. I was clearing something out. I've done it 10 times, has helped me with depression. Yes, yes, there you go. I found that too. It really, really helps with depression, autoimmune disease. I noticed those things right away. So guys, give me a bunch of, taking forward this to a couple of friends. They're certified health nut. Here we go. So yeah, put down there what you have done. If you've done urine therapy, put it down in there. Hey, Troy.
Hey Gary, hey, good to see you, man.
Good to see you. I guess just before you got on, I got shut down. Not well, internet went no sound, so I had to shut off for a minute.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I thought it was me, and so well, happy Monday. The Monday gnomes are going on, and
How you doing, Troy?
I'm doing I'm doing great because I choose greatness.
Been a
I've
pretty
got
tough couple of weeks for everybody.
oh dude, I don't yeah, just yeah, a couple few years for me, and so but I feel we're coming out of it strong, and
Well,
you
we're
know
actually
what.
going into it. So, but it's your perception. The next 8 months are going to be just the world is going to get shit kicked. Astrologically, for the next 2 months, people are going into the worst health crises that they've ever had.
Well, not me, because I've
No,
already been.
yeah,
Not me. I'm here to tell you, not me.
yeah,
Okay.
but you don't. It's not you, but it's all the people around you going to be having shit, which then draws a lot of our energy. So that's why knowing it and being ready has been super important.
Well, thank you for that. And I do believe that this time that I've spent in the last 3 years getting my ass kicked energetically, emotionally, was here to galvanize my soul to assist and help other people along the way.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
because I definitely went through it. I met a woman last night. We did holotropic breath work here in Phoenix. I did a workshop with one of my friends, and she came in. You know, she followed me for a while, but she went through a 7 year law case. She was swindled. She married some guy, and he was into fraud and dragged her into it. And then the Arizona Corporation Commission sued her for $1.5 million. It wasn't even her thing. She got nailed to the cross for 7 years. And some lawyer came along and really helped her. And then last night she was there to breathe it all through. I was breathing next to her, and
Oh wow.
she was doing the zombie catacomb dance, right? It was beautiful to see the witness.
That's awesome. You know, we put a post up. I did a live session with somebody, two people that one of our business partners that had never done fascial maneuvers, and they came here and we took them through a live session, and they did the two of them worked with each other, and they produced a trauma release, and it was the same thing. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I love that. Those are the best.
So do I. That you know they're going through something. It's in their nervous system. They're unwinding it. Uh, they do the mashed potato or the alligator.
Yeah. I love it. I love it when the sounds come up like, oh!
Oh yeah, I've got a video clip actually of I did a big retreat out in Taos, and I got like 50 guys just screaming bloody murder. It was beautiful.
So we we've been promoting urine therapy. I mean, like I said, I've been using it clinically for about over a decade, and and then because of some situations with personal friends, I started doing it on a daily basis. There you go.
This is a couple days old. Not as old as the brown stuff in my pool yard.
Wow, you are a machine, and and um and I know you're an expert on it. And one of the things was this post, like in 48 hours, had over 1.1 million views, right? And but what was coming was interesting. I'll tell you what, because I watch how the media, how it comes out. At first, there's very few likes in relationship to the number of overall views. Then all of a sudden, there are a massive amount of shares. Like there's like almost like 40,000 shares on the post, but not many likes. Then the likes start coming back up, and it's because I think people. My impression is people didn't even want to show that they agreed with it, and then the only people in the comments initially were all the negative ones, and then this, because we normally don't answer, and we don't bother battling with people. We let them have their conversation. So then all the positive comments and the people that have had successes started popping up, and I wanted to ask you some questions to clarify some stuff. Like
Yeah.
you are legitimately an expert at this. How long have you been doing urine therapy?
20 years at least. So, well, let me see. 2005 2005 is my first big recollection of it. So 2005, I was driving to San Francisco. I put this on my video that got 1.3 million views as well. Somebody interviewed me, and my team cut it up. But I was driving to San Francisco, and I didn't want to stop. I wanted to make it in like 5 hours from LA, and I peed in a cup and I drank the whole thing, like 20 ounces or so. And then, and it was fine. It was like, wow, that's kind of electrifying. It was interesting. I was like,
Yeah, yeah, and energizing, right? Energizing.
yeah. And there was no harm. There was no foul, nothing. And so I was like, all right, I heard it was good for me. I heard it was a practice, a yogi practice, 5,000 years old. I heard it was powerful, hair of the dog, cure all, panacea. And I was like, well, it's not that bad. I've experienced it now. I'm a healthy guy. It's taken a lot of herbs. Let me recycle the herbs. And actually, it raised my vibration. I could literally feel it. And
Right.
so I was hooked. And that was 2005. So I'm coming up on 2 decades.
Okay, so there's a couple things that come up. Okay, it's and what I say to people is anything that's truly transformative in health, there's going to be lots of controversy and lots of bad shit said about it. Like if you take boron, which is one of the most important minerals for the human body, and you look at boron or boric acid or borax, you'll get like all kinds of crazy stuff on it. But then on the other side, I have an NIH article that says it's the best thing you can take. I have the American Society of Urologists saying it's good to do it. I have all these other doctors saying it's bad to do it. Some of the things that come up that I wanted to get a question on is that the first one is it's not sterile or it's not okay.
Well, I just did more research. I worked with an investigative journalist, and make sure. Can everybody hear us? I saw somebody say no sound. Just let us
Yeah,
know.
no, we can hear. Yeah.
Yeah. So I started digging into it more because I know a lot more people are interested, and I'm here to break ignorance. I'm here to raise human consciousness, and if people aren't aware of this, the research shows that it's become much more prevalent during war times. Why? They don't have the medicines or available, and it's an antiseptic. In the Civil War, they used it as an antiseptic for surgeries, and so it's been used for eons. It becomes a bit normalized during war when they need it most, and there is no other medicine. In fact, J.W. Armstrong wrote a book called The Water of Life, and in it, it talks about anecdotes. And in a hospital, they did not have, this one guy didn't have enough urine. He wasn't peeing. So he used the other guys, right? And so, and they got results from it. So, all right, I got a little sidetracked. What was the specific question that you asked me?
Okay, so, well, because there's another question coming up. I had somebody from a urologist said it's actually good and it's okay. But somebody, like, it comes back down to have UTI and kidney problems not recommended for urine therapy. And I don't believe that to be true. I think that's actually when you take it.
The research that I have done recently, and I have a long form YouTube video coming out and some short form. The investigative journalist that gave me the information, he actually said that because of the antigens, the antibodies, I think there's 3,000 to 5,000 known constituents from amino acids, the 12 cell salts that the body needs, amino acids, antibodies, antigens, stem cells. It produces, so the fresh produces, I want to say, there's a paper I read as well, something like 140 clonal stem cells. And if you let it sit for 3 weeks, it creates 100 million stem cells. So aging, you basically just can't go wrong with aging. It's loaded with stem cells. It's loaded with antigens. It's loaded with antibodies. So they were even talking about herpes, staph, MRSA. And I heard 2 gentlemen speak the other day. They both had staph and MRSA from a candida infection, and one was hospitalized and they got bed sores, and nothing would help them. And he got into urine therapy, and he's alive to talk about it today. And so this actually pumped up. Every time I get around other uropathy people, it inspires me to go deeper myself. I was challenged in 2017 by my friend that healed himself from cancer, testicular cancer, to loop it, to go on a urine fast. So for 7 days, I looped my urine, and I had got great experience. And then kind of you fall off the train. I have a little bit every morning. I have some age stuff that I love to sunbathe in. I just put some on this morning. And so I bumped up my urine therapy for myself, and I've been doing it for 2 decades.
So somebody said here, holistic prepper said, if it's healthy to consume, why would it cause diaper rash and burns on babies?
That's not what it caused diaper rash.
It doesn't cause diaper rash.
The chemicals in a soggy diaper cause.
The chemicals, and even in the cloth, we've got soaps. And people that they don't think about it, they take a washcloth and they've washed with laundry soap. We use magnets. We have these laundry magnets. They're $80. You get them off Amazon, and we just use the water because that creates a friction because that soap is coming out.
Totally. And so let's talk about this. So people, on medications, the bottom line is the research that I've done, because I don't want to come out as, too much of an expert. I am the authority of my own life, and I have practiced this. And so, as you know, the medical industry, there can be challenges with that. So I only want to talk from my anecdotal experience and my anecdotal research. My research shows that it doesn't matter what diet you're on. It doesn't matter what drugs that you're on.
Yeah.
The body, its natural medicine will come in and recycle and give you the tools that you need to heal yourself, is my understanding.
Yeah. So, again, and I'm asking you questions that I already have I have a completely different belief in how the body works. I went 44 days without food. to prove that. I don't build muscle anymore. I build fascia, and I've been moving this direction to the body heals itself completely, and everything that we need is already inside there. And I also, to be honest with you, I don't even believe, in my current state right now, I could, if you told me we're not eating for 6 months, I'm okay with that. And so we've been, but what happens is our body is trained in habit to react to certain things. Like if I tell you about chicken wings and you love chicken wings, and I talk about the place where you eat them and the best ones, you start thinking about it, salivating, the bacteria starts going, your stomach gets ready, because that's a habit. You don't even have it. And that happens for every function in the human body. And we've been habituated to believe certain things, and beliefs are worse. So if I believe that urine is bad, if I think it's like, ugh, because that's what we're taught, then all of a sudden I'm putting all that belief into something which is powerful, which I believe, first of all, drinking the urine. I haven't seen anybody who's had a problem. Every result that I've had, every person I've had with serious disease, especially autoimmune disease just goes boom like that.
Well, I had black mold exposure, and that's another reason why I bumped up. I was re-exposed last year, and I have varying degrees of chronic fatigue, and so I bumped up my urine therapy exactly for that reason. And so, I'm always working on tweaking and taking my vibration, my understanding. And look, we have two forces on this planet, yin and yang, darkness and light. And so I have never arrived spiritually. I'm still going through it just like everyone else. And so even you, Gary, I've watched your evolution in the last 5 years. It's been incredible, right? If we rise to the occasion, but how many people my age, I'm approaching 60 now, or even when I was 50, how many people just hang it up? Like, I'm overweight, I got back pain, I'm a couch potato now, it doesn't work for me, and then they hang it up and they decline rapidly. Well, I'm not here to do that. I'm here to live till the day I die.
Right. And I mean, it's obvious. I haven't seen a picture of you from 20 years ago, but you are legitimately the youngest looking Caucasian that I know at 58 years old. I mean, I was saying this the other day. If you shaved and then did one of the kids' hairdos today, the millennials' hairdos, they would just think you're like 32 to 35 years old.
Well, and I feel like that in many instances, especially when it comes to playtime and being out in nature and riding my bicycle and hanging out with my children and playing with my dog and going swimming and going into an ice bath. I choose to enjoy life. And again, I'm no Peter Pan. I've got a big business and I've got a lot of challenges in my life. And so, but I feel that play and happiness is a critical component of living a fulfilled spiritual life.
So why do you think there's so much ignorance around it? Because it's ignorance. It's like when people say it's not good for you, it's not healthy. I got urologists that say it's perfectly good. And then I got medical doctors saying there's no way. And I'm like, why do you think it's so controversial?
Well, it has to do with programming. And if we look back to, and I just did an article for the Sun Times in the UK, and they interviewed me, and they wanted to go, kind of, oh, what's wrong with people? How come, is it the food and no exercise? And it's like, whoa, time out, guys. This is World War III. This is World War III on the human mind. That's where the battlefield is. And so it's propaganda. People have been programmed against their own biology, their own genealogy, their own physiology. And so we're sitting at computers, at desks. This shuts down the hip flexors. We're not mobilized properly. And so this causes all sorts of confusion. And then if you look at a Rockefeller medicine, Rockefeller education, Rockefeller energy, the petrodollar that's attached to that, it's a good idea for business and the systems that are going on right now to keep the status quo and make sure that you question anyone that is not in a white coat. And so we saw what happened the last 4 years with the biggest white coat, rhymes with ouchie, right? So he was out there proselytizing this, that, and the other thing, and then he's got his lab technicians. Judy rhymes with Ikovitz. She was out there. They put her in jail because she was whistleblowing, and so they're trying to keep the lid very tight on what is human consciousness, what is healing, what is medicine, what is food, what is news, what is politics, what is information, what is right versus, what is right versus might. It's like you saw the whole psyop they just did with the Middle East, right? And that's been going on forever. And who's funding who, right? Who's always been funding who?
Yeah,
right?
it's always same thing.
Yeah,
So, I mean, I told you, right? Like I used to keep secrets for the governments, and I went to jail in 2008 for 17 months in solitary confinement, and because I wouldn't turn over my servers to them. And when it gets to that level, it's all politics. It doesn't matter what there's no such thing as a law or right or wrong at that point. It's what agenda people want to have. So we're getting through that. I mean, because people are being forced to look at it right now, and that's what's going to happen. But let's question here. So some of the things that people are wanting to know. So I've just taken antibiotics. Should I wait before drinking my own urine? What's your thought?
So again, my research and recent research and deep dive into this, worked with one of Dr. Edward Group's guys, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether you got a disease. It doesn't matter whether you're on drugs. Obviously, you want to move in the direction of getting off toxic substances. But because we are dealing with purified blood, it's plasma ultrafiltrate is the definition. It's the amniotic fluid that the baby is snorting and breathing and eating and
the baby
pissing
actually
and
takes the
breathing.
urine.
Yeah, you want to talk about a major loop. Look at a child that's gestating. He first drinks the mother's urine, then when he's developed enough, he starts peeing and drinking his own urine and snorting it, and it's just amniotic fluid. It's making a human being. It's plasma ultrafiltrate. It is literally blood. It's stem cells. It is a stem cell that tells the DNA, oh, it also has telomeres and telomerase. And I'm no scientist, but I know enough to when I read the scientific literature, it makes sense to me. And then I have my friend who's an investigative journalist explain it on a deeper level. That video is coming out very soon. And it makes sense. And time again, it comes back to me. Just get her down the neck.
It's
get
plasma.
It on the body.
It's plasma. You know what? Here's a funny reframe, right? So, what is milk from a human being or from an animal? It's basically pus.
Mm-hmm.
So we're okay to drink pus from a cow, but we won't drink our own urine.
Right.
It's like it's healthy to drink pus from a cow.
Let's see what happens. So I said I snorted it on a video recently. People like, the comment, it went viral and the comments went crazy. And they're like, you're snorting it. Well, I wasn't feeling my best the last couple of days, and I felt something on the back of my throat underneath my nasal cavities. And I'm in the shower looping it through my nose, and it's totally better than any herbs that I know getting at the back of my throat, the back of my nasal
you're actually because like a bacterial will sit right on a specific part of tissue. And that's, I mean, when you look at fascia, the way we look at fascia and the body, I can tell you why, but there's different parts of our organs. I believe that fascia, not the way we see it when we cut a body, but the way it works is in rings around the bone. And the first ring is bladder. The last ring is lungs. Chinese medicine says this is lungs. And those concentric rings have different dominant straits. Like it pushes out here, this is large intestine. Because that's how I move through the world. I move through the world to relieve grief. And I move through the world to confidence. And confidence and fear comes from the bladder. The difference between confidence and fear is they're the same chemical presentation of hormones into the body. The perception tells me which one it is. If I'm in stress, that same one becomes fear. If I'm not in stress, it becomes confidence. But we become habituated in this perpetual loop of when I feel this, I go to this feeling, I go right to this narrative, which is I'm not safe or whatever. The other one too is like sadness and joy. They're the same chemicals in the body, but one they both cry for both. One's happy, supposedly, one's sad. Or anger and compassion. Those are the same chemicals, and we have this system that's designed to constantly give us perception and self loop itself. But what happens is we eat, we push out here, and I used to say clinically that we tried this, and we actually tried this for health. We'd have people urinate and defecate in nature with chronic diseases, and they would get better because they're feeding that nervous system. One of them is the odor. The odor tells the olfactory nerve, which every organ has domination of olfactory nerve cells. It tells my reticular activating system to seek something, which is now becomes my craving. So since I started doing urine therapy on a daily basis, guess what? I cannot eat sugar at all. Like my body doesn't want it. And there's been a whole number of things. Like I've stabilized my energy. I don't have these thoughts that I'm talking myself out of, like, like these thought loops that I have that I've had my whole life, they're gone. And that's all since starting urine therapy.
That's fantastic, man. I mean, I think we're starting a revolution, an evolution here,
Yeah.
right here on the internet. It's going viral for a reason.
Yeah. 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 And I want to bring, like Human Garage, when we brought essential oils into clinical practice in 2011, we were like, people beat us up because we had pro athletes and celebrities and Olympic athletes coming through. And I'm like, man, you guys are now like on terpenes from weed. Well, terpenes are in the oil. You don't have to smoke weed to get terpenes. You can get them right from an essential oil. What do you got there?
I got this one's called Game Changer. I work with a local place here. They're wizards when it comes to plants. It's an anointing oil, and um, it has gem essences, flower essences. I'm not sure which one this has in it. I have them internal, and these are external.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we've been working with Dr. Nick from Essential Oil Wizardry for years.
Oh,
We
he's
did
amazing.
Yeah, and we actually have on our YouTube, we've got a 6-part series that talks about like women's health and all this. He gives all the oils that guy knows more than anybody I've ever met on oils, anyways.
Yeah,
So
he's a wizard.
so where does somebody start? They're going to start the urine therapy. They're watching this right now, and they say, okay, I bit the bullet. I want to start. What should they do?
Well, I think you should get a mason jar. I like a 32 ounce because it's big, and you could start peeing in that and start aging it. You could pee throughout the day, and then first thing in the morning, wake up, pee in a cup. You can have 2 mason jars. Pee in the other mason jar, and just taste it and see what happens. You've heard it. Does it tap into your intuition? Do you need to read J.W. Armstrong's Water of Life? Do you need to read ancient Ayurvedic texts on Shivambu so you can go over the mental hurdle of and deprogram the mind? And I'm also here. I'm okay if it's not right for the person. However, if you think, I could use with being healthier, I could use for some healing, and or maybe you've tried other things and nothing's worked. So, for example, something like some kind of skin issue.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can try it topically.
Yeah, that's another one too. It's really good topically for skinnier tissues like eczema, rashes, rosacea.
And a lot of people have the psoriasis and the eczema right now. They have candida issues. And so this is great for antifungal, mold, candida. And so I think it's an excellent tool. And so I ask people for the last 2 decades, I pretty much just say, hey, I do this. I'm not necessarily recommending. However, if it inspires you, do your research. Well, I'm changing my tune right now. And I definitely think that anybody that does not have the knowledge of Shivambu, of urine therapy, I feel sorry for them.
Yeah, yeah, I do too. Yeah, I'm at that point now, and I guess why I was talking about essential oils is that I've always felt since I've been in the clinical practice and then moving here, and I wasn't talking about it 2 years ago because there's a time and a place when it's right, and we tend to hit the sweet spot. Like when we brought oils into practice, we had the state come in and try to regulate our doctors. So I know I was at the right state, but they couldn't do it. And this is the right time because people right now are going into for the next 2 months. Personal health issues are going to be at the worst that they've ever been in the history of mankind. That's been my prediction since 2019. Is coming true right now. And this is a time where people are going to be looking for alternates right now because they've tried everything else and it's not working anymore.
The whole medical industry is failing. The doctors that have made funny videos that have also gone viral on my urine therapy, my butthole sunning, my sexual kung fu videos, and they come out as a doctor and they're like, well, they now need to clout chase the natural healing people, the natural medicine people, because it's failing. They're becoming irrelevant.
Yeah. 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 And for all the practitioners who follow us and watch this, what I've noticed is the ones who are there are a lot of them that really got into this because they love it and they want to help people. What they're becoming is health coaches rather than practitioners, and they're looking at all kinds of alternate traditions. And I even say to people, I'm not against pharmacology. I'm not against plant medicine. I'm not against anything. I'm against the ignorance and then the misuse of all these things because they all have an effect, and those effects can be useful. But again, it's knowing what to use and when to use them, and we're just not trained anymore to do that.
And there's no harmful effects of this that I have seen in myself and my own practice for the past two decades. And I'm here to remind everyone that the power that made you is the power that heals you. So the only thing a natural medicine person or a natural healer does is it uses nature to guide you back into your own soul, into your own biology. It holds up the mirror. That's all, right?
Somebody asked, do you refrigerate it when you age it?
I sit it out in the sun here in the Valley of the Sun in Phoenix, 115 degrees.
Yeah, somebody asked about the sun too. Yeah.
Covered, uncovered. I just put some on my face this morning. I mean, I just love the way this stuff makes my skin feel. You
Yeah,
know,
your skin's unbelievable.
I mean, I have some blemishes, some nanotechnology.
Yeah, that'll come out. Like I say the supplements, or well, I say the form. I don't know if you filled it out. The supplements will help clear that out.
Okay, great. Yeah, Gary, forgive me. I totally want to delve a bit more into your stuff and work closely with you. I think I'm going to have to come down there and hang out
Yeah,
with you.
I'd absolutely love. Like we're going to Canada for the holidays, and then back down here early January. If you want to come down, all you do is just get a plane flight. We got everything taken care of.
Okay, sweet. That sounds great. And
Let's do that.
You're in Cancun proper?
Yeah, Cancun proper, and like we have a facility here. We sleeps about 15, 18, 20 people if you're really packed.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. Sweet.
So yeah,
I
let's
love
do that, and let's definitely do that. Troy, thank you for today. Today you were able to like eradicate some of the bullshit that I'm seeing in these comments, and I appreciate all the things that you've been doing to help people, taking it on the chin for a long time. Now our time is rising for sure, right?
I was an actor and a model, so I've got plenty of rejection basically most of my adult life. So it kind of just goes in one ear and out the other. I'm like, next, I'm still going to be talking. I'm still going to be living. I'm still going to be taking care of myself.
That's awesome. Thanks. I look forward to our next conversation. Hey, next time, maybe we'll bring up some people that have been doing it or have questions about it.
Yeah.
Would that be cool?
Yeah, totally. I'm open to anything, Gary. So let's
Let's
just
do it.
stay in touch. And
Okay.
thank you
Thank you,
so
Dre.
much.
Take
Okay,
care.
God bless.
Guys, what do you think about that conversation? Put your comments in there. Do you have a website, Certified Health Nut? Follow him on Instagram, Certified Health Nut. Yeah, we'll put it in the comments there. Love to talk one of these days. Yeah, sure, Ruby Jean. Yeah. Like, what were your questions coming out of it? Were there any questions that weren't answered? I mean, listen, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to still have problems with this. But what I was saying before is when the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of change, people change. When we brought essential oils into clinical practice and we started working with energy work in a clinical practice with real doctors and real professional athletes, at first they're like, hey, I'm not sure about this. And then afterwards, it's like, whoa, it works really good. Yeah, certified Troy Health Nut, Troy Casey. So, guys, we again 16th. If you know anybody in Vancouver, Seattle, anybody in Alberta, anybody close, if you can't get there, Kelowna, the Vancouver Island, anything like that, have them quickly go and get a ticket. This is going to sell out. We are going to have people. It's everybody waits till the last minute. It's 12 days from now. So so get in there, get to the event in Vancouver. It's worth a plane flight, guys. It really is. You will. I mean, I bring people up. I try to show you. You heard from Gabrielle earlier about what it does. Hey, Michelle, your daughter's coming to see me. Have her come up and tell me who she is, because I definitely want to meet your daughter. Hey, Becca. How you doing, Becca? Yeah, it's all about programming. That's what it is. It really is. It's just that we've been taught certain things are good and certain things are bad. But again, how did we get taught that drinking pus from a cow's tit is okay, but drinking urine's not okay? It's all plasma-rich fluid. Yes. Jen_B. Yeah, awesome. Looking forward to seeing you there. Why am I urinating excessively? It feels like I'm peeing away all the minerals. If you're a tree entrepreneur, if you're urinating excessively and peeing away all your minerals, there's one of two things. If you're taking diatomaceous earth, Irish sea moss, and you can take bladder rack with it. If you're taking those and you're still doing that, it's because your body's recycling the water from the putrid old water that was in there. If you're not doing that, the number one cause of chronic dehydration is the overconsumption of demineralized water. Our bodies are demineralized, and water goes over a rock and then takes the minerals out of the rock. That's how you get it. So if you don't have minerals in your body enough, if you don't have minerals in your water, that water is going to attach to the minerals in you and strip you of those minerals. Yes, urine is beneficial to drink in all cases. And you guys, the other part too is urine is used in a lot of cosmetic products you don't even know about for skincare, massively. You heard about it. Just go back and listen to that. Look at how many how many stem cells are in there, and what happens when it's aged. I haven't aged it yet. I'm going to age mine. Yeah, that's for sure. For whatever reason, I never even thought to age it. I don't know why. If you're having too much methane gas, feel like exploding, do the lower reset and do the barefoot sprinter routine number 2. Consume your urine. I bet you that's gone the first time you do it. Yeah, allopathic medicine, absolutely. You can take urine while you're taking allopathic medicine. Yeah. Hello, fascial maneuvers. If you haven't done it, you guys, I can't even pin it. Fascial maneuvers. If you go to fascial maneuvers and join, We're going to be putting all of our content for maneuvers on Fascia Maneuvers. So go over, join there, go to our YouTube, register and sign up there as well. And when you subscribe at our YouTube, it helps us. And we have a surprise coming. I don't think I can tell you yet, but it has to do with a new 28-day reset coming. It's coming up soon before the end of the year. And it is going to, we really explain in details how the body works, how our belief systems work. Yes, it's been a powerful day. Okay, guys. Tell you what, that's a high note. Let's leave it here for today. Tomorrow we have CO Tuesdays, and it's going to be a great day tomorrow. If you haven't done it yet and you're still on the outside and you want to get better with your health, go do a reset. Go to our website, check all our resets, try the upper or the lower reset. Do them in sequence. Like do one or two a day for like 3 to 7 days and see how you feel. If you're ready to do 28-day reset, do that. That's the power tool. If you're dealing with autoimmune disease, body dysfunction, attitudes, depression, anxiety, 28-day reset. We have thousands and thousands of testimonials. People reversing their diseases, including autoimmune diseases, including rheumatoid arthritis, including tachycardia. You guys saw it last week, just from doing the resets. So get in there, do the resets. If you haven't drank your urine yet, give it a shot. Tell us what it is, how it works out. Go put a comment in the urine post on our wall. If you're going to do it for the first time and you feel benefit, go put a comment in there. If you've actually changed your mind and you like it now and you've tried it out, put a comment in there. Jen, thank you so much for sharing all that you've shared. I want to talk to you in a couple of days now that you've been doing this for a while. Maybe next week, Jen, or we can talk, or maybe later this week. So, yeah, we'll send you a link to get in, Jen. We're going to have a chat about this. Thank you for your post has really forced people to look at things differently. So Serenity Now, Jen Serenity Now, you guys follow her. She's going through this herself. She just said, screw it. She's like, I'm changing everything. She shaved her head. She did her urine. And I love you for the commitment that you have. It takes people with commitment because most people don't stand for anything. And if I don't stand for something, I stand for nothing. And you stand for something, and I really appreciate you for doing that. So yeah, if you guys are doing urine therapy, go back to the link in the bio, or so go back to the urine therapy post and put a comment in there, okay? Really appreciate you doing that. And we will talk to you guys tomorrow. CO2 Tuesdays. Thank you.